everyone, welcome back to my playthrough of the Resident Evil HD REMaster, our sub 3 hour run for Chris on hard mode. So we're resuming from our previous save in the mansion. We're just about to head to the underground. So I think we should already have the items prepared for the underground, so all we have to do is drop the ink ribbon in. So actually, you know what? And we might need a blue herb, just in case we get bit by the little snakes again. Also, since we've returned to the mansion, the doorknob's been repaired, so you can go through it as many times as you need to, but and we're saying adios to the mansion. So. Needed. And just to recap, so this is, again, we're going for under 3 hours. We're going for the best ending for Chris on hard mode. So it's definitely one of the trickier things to do in the game. And again, until we get to the underground, the only enemies we're going to encounter are the snakes in this room. And we got hit. Didn't get poisoned. I don't see Chris grabbing his hip, so. Alright, we can hold on to the blue herb. Yes, the dogs here should be gone. So, can put the battery in here and make this lift functional. Alright, and now that we can use the lift to get around the courtyard, we just have to use the crank here and raise the water level back here and stop the waterfall from blocking off the entrance to the underground. Alright, so now we're in the underground, which I think is probably my least favorite part of this game. I don't like how it was redesigned in the remake. Instead of just going from here to the lab in the original game in the remake, you have to go from one end of the underground to the other. Grab an item, come all the way back here. So, just feels more dragged out in this game, but so. Alright, so here's where we encounter Enrico.
Enrico, don't come any closer, Chris. What happened? Double crosser. Enrico, wait. Enrico!
So we can take the hex crank off of Enrico. So there's going to be a hunter that enters this room, but he's going to stop and shriek for a moment, so you have way more than enough time to run by him. So I believe there's a handgun magazine over here. Yeah, there it is. So might as well grab it now because we're about to run to an item box. So now that we've encountered Enrico, there's going to be 2 hunters that spawn in this hallway. And since we do have to come back through here, it's highly recommended to kill them. There's one. Did I kill? Oh, they did kill both of them, so. Alright, so let's go in here and dump in the handgun bullets. Don't need this. There is a blue herb coming up if we get poisoned. We don't need the square crank anymore. Oh my god, here we go. Alright, so we're going to take this green herb for the road, which I know we're at less than full health because of the snake bite, so we can use it to heal up if we have to free up an item space. So here's the first. Alright, so before that, here's the flamethrower. So when you pick it up, it will lock that door until you return the flamethrower onto the hooks. But we do need it to unlock another door, so just run away from the boulder. And then here we're gonna fight the, I believe it's called the Black Tiger, Black Widow Spider. Yeah, so. Ow. Thing is, he's not too bad. Just run around him. You can run faster than he can turn. Now I'm poisoned. Alright, now he's gone. So. Oh wow, did not see that coming. But alright. So there's 2 ways to get rid of the webs on the this door that we need. You can use the flamethrower to burn them all down. If not, there's a knife in the corner. You can use the knife to cut away. So over here is a map of the underground. And if that other spider is giving you problems once you kill the black tiger, if you leave and re-enter the room, the other smaller spider will be gone. So yeah, here's a blue herb if you got poison like I did. And we can actually combine these 2 to get rid of the poison and heal ourselves. So. And then this door is locked unless you put the flamethrower on the hooks here, so. Not that we need it for the rest of the game anyway, but. Right, so here we have to use the crank, and you have to keep turning the floor here until the hole is facing the left side. So one more time. And probably one of the more tedious puzzles of the game coming up. Hey, that's another reason why I don't like the underground. I don't like the puzzles in here. I feel like they're just too drawn out. Yeah, so with this puzzle, you have to push this statue to the plate on the wall right there. You have to use the crank here to push the statue out to the middle of the room. Then use the crank again to retract that wall that pops out. Alright, yeah, 'cause the other problem we have is we have to push this onto the little spinning tile on the floor. And you have to push it on there twice to turn it completely around. So have it face the opposite direction that it's facing now. So, and I think if I do this, I'm going to get spun. I guess not. So now we have to push it on one more time. There we go. So we have it facing the correct direction now, so we have to push it off. And then we have to push it into the hole in the wall there to solve this puzzle. It's a little off center. And that should fix it. This gives you what, the cylinder? Alright. So like I mentioned earlier about the underground, we have to come all the way to this side of the underground just to get that item. Then we have to go all the way back to where we found Enrico. Before we do that, there is a first aid box back here. Which I think it has a first aid spray. Let me check. Yeah, it does, so. It's a full healing item, so I take it. Yeah, now typically first aid sprays are considered, you know, bad items in Resident Evil because using them does lower your grade or give you less points, but again, since you don't get graded in the first Resident Evil or the remake, you don't have to feel as guilty when you use a first aid spray, so. And we do have to take the flamethrower back with us to get back to the beginning of the underground. Alright, so I believe there's 2 hunters that spawn in here now, so. And I believe these are the last hunters that appear in the game, so. There's one. Oh, only one hunter. So if you go back to where the boulder is, there is a handgun magazine here, so. And then to unlock this door, we have to put the flamethrower back, so can't keep it with us. Alright, so now that we're back in the main underground hall, we don't need the assault shotgun for a while, so let's just swap that out for the handgun. We don't need the hexagonal crank anymore, so. I believe this is all we need going forward, so. Alright, so over here, here's the machine to power on the elevator, which, if you open the lid, there's the shaft. So you have to combine the cylinder and the shaft, and I think it makes, what, the cylinder shaft? So the puzzle here is 4, 2, 3, 1. So 2, 3, 1. Which, if you don't know where that solution comes from, once you combine the cylinder and the shaft, you can examine the item, and it allows you to keep turning it. And once you have the Roman numerals lined up the order of the Roman numerals. 4, 2, 3, 1 is the solution for the puzzle. And this is probably my least favorite puzzle of the game coming up. So, I think I'm going the wrong way, so let's go over here. So Lisa Trevor appears in this room. I believe she will just spawn on whatever path you take. So you're going to have to take one path to make her appear and then turn around and run. So, which I believe we have to go this way, so. And I get lost in here all the time, so I'm probably not going to go where I need to go, which I think we go out here. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so we can climb up all these boxes. On top of here is a flash grenade and some handgun ammo. And yeah, this is my least favorite puzzle of the whole game coming up, just because of how prolonged it is, which... So you have to push the crate onto that transportation device. And then you have to push a button to move the box all the way back to that elevator room that we were just in. Again, Lisa Trevor is still here. If you go over here, that's where she'll appear. And we'll take a green herb for the road. We have to go out this way. I believe this takes us... Alright, yeah, it is. Alright. Hey, I think I took the right path for once. Alright, so now that we're back in the elevator room, you go over here, you go down this ladder, so... Here's that crate that we had transported over here. And what you have to do is push this crate all the way off this wooden walkway. Now it's riveting, isn't it? And press this button to operate the garbage compactor, and it'll squash the crate for us, and we can get the item below. And it was a flamethrower, now it's squished in a broken flamethrower. So there is an item box here, which... I was gonna say, we don't have to use that just yet. So, we can go to the next one, we'll be fine. So what we can do with this broken flamethrower, so you go back to this room where Lisa Trevor's hanging around. So let's make her appear over here and then run. So you want to operate this lever. And then on this panel, the hooks for the flamethrower will pop out. You do have a time limit. So you want to get over there before the hooks retract, otherwise you have to operate the lever again to bring the hooks back out. So let's put the broken flamethrower on there, and the door is unlocked. So here's the underground, which there's little snakes swimming around, but yeah, they'll never catch you. And then here, be sure to grab this jewelry box, which is what, 3 of them in this game? That's a little excessive, but... So this ladder at the top just brings you back to the Lisa Trevor cabin. But... Alright, so a couple things. Let's get rid of this. We're going to want to take the metal object with us. And then also an ink ribbon, and I'll explain why later. So, there's no puzzle on this jewelry box, just open it up. And you'll get a ring, or stone ring, and a picture of the Trevor family. And you combine these two to get another stone and metal object. So now that we're back out here, if you remember, there's that one zombie, and he's ridiculously easy to avoid. Just go around this tree and they'll apparently go in the opposite direction. So, out in this area, the crows have been replaced by zombies, but you've got all the room in the world you need to just run by them. They pose absolutely no threat. Yeah, we're just making our way back to the mansion at this point. So. Alright, so once you re-enter the mansion, so we are going to have to remove the stone and metal object off this panel. So it'll lock the door back up, but we're not coming through here ever again, so... Again, we have to get to the main hall, so just remember the shortcut here, and you won't encounter a single enemy. Alright, so go behind the staircase. There's a locked off door here. I think we have to examine the door first. Oh. Alright, so now that this door is unlocked, so I'm going to save right here. Just in case we have any bad luck with the Lisa Trevor fight. I think there's some RNG to it. So I think if you get hit at the wrong spot, you can fall off the ledge. It's an instant kill. So let's get rid of the ink ribbon. We are going to need the Doom Books 1 and 2.
You're a bit of a mess up. Chris, take a piece of the action.
Alright, so we've just pushed these stones off the ledge and the fight ends. Ooh. Oh, thanks. I think Lisa just knocked it off. So, we have Wesker shooting at her. I don't think it helps all that much. Oh, God. Alright. So I gotta get Lisa away from that stone block. Yeah, Lisa does... Wesker doesn't help as much as Barry, who has a magnum in this fight. And Barry can, like, completely just blow Lisa off the ledge and she'll be hanging on by the skin of her teeth. Gives you all the time in the world to push the stones off. So, actually surprised she didn't knock off Wesker there. Which, yeah, she can hit Wesker and Wesker will fall off, but nothing bad happens. So if you want, there's a file in the coffin. But yeah, like if Wesker gets knocked off the edge by Lisa, nothing bad happens to him. He doesn't die. He's supposed to die later on anyway, so now that we're outside, we can finally put these Doom books to use. So I believe this is the Wolf Metal ones. Just open the book up. Then the Eagle Metal should be on this side. And that opens up the path to the lab. So fun fact, if you've never played the GameCube version before, it's actually a 2-disc game. When you enter the lab is when the game tells you to switch over to the second disc. So, if you're curious, I'm playing this on my PC, on Steam with an Xbox controller. Alright, so we're in the lab. So first thing, we're going to go to the item box. We're going to take out the kerosene, because there are several zombies we want to nuke. And take out the Mo disc if you want it. Alright, we have 3 flash grenades, so we can also use those to blow the zombies off heads if we want to. Okay, this went down in one hit. Alright, did that kill him? Alright, so there's kerosene right there too, so we have plenty to work with. Alright, so we're probably not going to decapitate this guy, so I'll let a flash grenade, easy peasy. Let's just get some kerosene for downstairs. Alright, I know we're in caution, so let's just heal up while we're at it. So we do have to come back up here, so I don't want to risk any of them becoming Crimson Heads. And there are a couple zombies here, and for reasons I'll explain later, you should burn them. Okay, apparently neither zombie got decapitated, so... Alright, we're gonna have to burn both of them then, which I think there's a dagger over here, which there is. then this zombie we also have to burn. So it's the first room we want to go into. So like I said, we're doing a speed run, or at least a 3-hour speed run, so if you already know the puzzle, you could just come in here. So in this room, we're going to want the file next to the computer. So it's John to log in, and then Ada for the password, which is a good password policy. A 3-character password. No capital letters or special characters or numbers or any of that. So you need a password to unlock B2, which, again, if you know it beforehand, you can just type it in. You don't have to solve the puzzle for it. Cell. But if you put in mole from the original game, I think you get like a tofu sound. Alright, so let's get off the computer. So, then back here is another flash grenade. And I think that's everything in here. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we have flash grenades equipped. So. Just take this first aid box with us. What's in this box, by the way? Can't remember off the top of my head. There's single green herb, which... So we are going to have to come back to this room. There is a zombie in here. And since we don't have any kerosene to burn it with, and we don't want to risk getting a headshot, or there's no guarantee we get a headshot, we'll just blow him up with a flash grenade. Oh yeah, we need the slide filters. That's important. Well, not important if you know the puzzle anyway, but... So here's a file. And then we can go to this GameCube machine and use the Mo disc. Which, did they change it to look less like a GameCube in the remaster? Can't remember, but... How many free items? Okay. Okay, I am going to have to go back and restock on kerosene. Which actually... I was going to say there's 2 more zombies we need to kill. If I really want to, we can use flash grenades to blow them up, but we also have kerosene if we want to use it. Let's get rid of the kerosene for now. And then on this table is the second of the 3 Mo discs we need to open up the prison cell. And then here's the third and final Mo disc. And we can use the slide filter here. So there's the dog, Neptune, the hunter, the tyrant, the Umbrella Research and Development Team with Albert Wesker. And then the reason you need the slide filter is that it filters out the other numbers here, and that's the passcode. Like I said, if you already know the passcode, then you don't need to use the slide filter. So 8, 4, 6, 2. So I believe here is a file, or actually the map of the lab. But here's the file. And then in this room, it's the power room key, or the lab key. And then, if you remember all the way back at the beginning of the game when you picked up the tape from Kenneth, you can watch the footage of his demise right here. Like I said, there's no stronger enemies in this game than cutscene zombies, because it only took a couple bites to kill Kenny. Alright, so there's 2 doors in this hallway that you can unlock with the lab key. So, we'll unlock this one first, and then unlock this one and toss the key. Alright, so here's where we're going to see our first Kamara, which I think that's how you say it. I think as a kid I always called it a Chimera. But if you push this crate all the way back, or this shelf, you can get some shotgun shells right here. So. And then, I think there's already a Kamara in here, but if you just stay up here and run to the vent, you'll never encounter it. And then here we can get to the second Modisc GameCube. And we've got one more to go. So there's going to be a Kamara coming through as we're pushing this. Ow. Is it not too difficult to deal with? You just saw me run around in circles, and the only time I got hit was, you know, when I was trying to push the shelf back, but... Alright, so... there's going to be 2 zombies we need to kill here. Did not see him off screen, but we can just kill him with a flash grenade. So because we couldn't get the other zombie decapitated, we're gonna have to ignite him. So in this save room we have first aid spray, there's shotgun shells on the floor. So we can go in here, we're not going to need that first aid spray. Let's pull the assault shotgun out of here. Get rid of the handgun ammo too. We are going to need the canteen. Let's... wait a minute. Oh, yeah. You're going to want to kill this guy, because we are going to have to come back here. Alright, so we are going to need to get the refueling device out of here. So right now it's empty, so you don't have to worry about it blowing up. But... But I just realized that zombie that was gone. I believe the naked zombies in the lab don't come back as Crimson Heads, so I think my fears might have been overblown. But I think the zombies that were in this hallway were not naked zombies, but... So now that we have the fuel supply capsule, we have to bring it all the way back to this room where we use the first mode disc. Alright, so here's one of the more tedious parts of the game, so we have to bring this all the way back to the power room. But we can't run over there because if we run, we'll blow up the capsule and that'll be an instant death. So I think it's something like if you run for more than 3 steps or 3 seconds, it blows up. Yeah. Like, it doesn't blow up just because you hold down the run button, which I think it has to be some sustained running. And if you fire your weapon, that'll be an instant game over, that'll cause it to blow up. But apparently the handgun does not, I guess, cause enough of a jarring to blow the capsule up. And if you get grabbed by a zombie, or if you get attacked by any enemy, I believe that will also cause the capsule to blow up. So now that we're back here, so we don't have to worry about that Kamara that's in front of the console. Alright, so now we have power to the lab. And we're free to run again. So we're going to go to the second of the 3 power rooms, which there's a mode disc console in here. The third and final one. Yeah. Actually, one of my favorite parts of the game right there. I love using the assault shotgun on the Kamara, because they just get like blown back halfway across the room. Alright, so that can get the door open, but we still have to get the prison door unlocked. So over here, there's a flash grenade on the ground if you want it, but... tanked a couple hits. Alright, and then the third and final power room, which... There's 2 Kamaras here. I think you only have to worry about one of them, but... So... we can now power on the elevator in the lab. And you need the power on in the first power room to be able to do that. You can easily run by that first Kamara before it does anything to you. No. So we have 8 shotgun shells remaining. I think that's enough to take the first tyrant out, but I don't want to risk it. I'll bring the handgun with us. Now with the power restored to the elevator, we can turn it on and Rebecca will appear.
Chris!
Rebecca!
I saw you in the inner garden. I finally caught up.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. No more following. Just stay with me, kid.
That's my plan, sir.
Wesker.
So you've come. Chris, you make me proud. But of course you are one of my men.
Thanks. Since when, Wesker?
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
Since when have they been slipping you a paycheck?
I think you're a bit confused. I've always been with Umbrella. And stars were Umbrella's. No, rather, my little piggies. The Tyrant virus leaked, polluting this whole place. And unfortunately, I had to give up my lovely members of Stars.
You killed them with your own dirty hands! You son of a bitch!
No.
Oh yes, dear. Just like this.
Rebecca!
Don't move!
You.
I don't think you want to die just yet. I have something that's of some interest to you.
Alright, and here's the Tyrant.
The ultimate life form. Tyrant.
Wesker, you've become senile.
Chris, you'll never understand. It's magnificent.
Alright.
Come on, you test tube freak.
Alright, yeah, it's a pretty easy fight. Tyrant can't run or anything. Just keep your distance. So don't get too close to him and they'll never hit you. Alright, well, it's enough to drop Tyrant, which he had one shell left, which I figured I had enough ammo to drop him, but can't be too careful. So there's the lock to get out of this place. Then if you search Wesker, he has a file on him. And then we just gotta check on Rebecca, which she's alright.
Rebecca!
Chris.
It's a good thing you were wearing your bulletproof vest. There's nothing left for us to do here. Let's get moving.
Okay.
What is it?
I found a file in the lab. Apparently, there's still a lot of tyrant virus here. We should blow this whole place up.
Right. The show must go on. I'll leave that up to you, Rebecca.
I'm on it. I'll start the self-destruct system I found a little while ago.
It's not like we're out of this yet. I'll see you on the outside.
Outside.
Alright, so before we get out of here, we just gotta go get Joe.
Self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel must evacuate immediately. Deactivating and releasing all locks. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel must evacuate immediately.
Yeah, there's Kamaras that pop up here, but yeah, you're never going to encounter them. Alright, so that opens this door up. And with the self-destruct activated, it also unlocks the prison door. Which, if Rebecca dies, then Wesker drops the master key. And you have to use the master key to unlock this door if you want to save Jill.
You're okay.
Chris, it's Wesker.
Which also, if you really, really start for ammo, it's incredibly easy to miss, but there is a box of shotgun shells in the prison, which... Not sure why you leave Jill with just some shotgun shells, but... Or why shotgun shells would be hanging around in a prison room. Alright, so there shouldn't be any more enemies until the tyrant, so... Alright, so for our final item box rummage of the game, so we can finally put this Magnum to use. So we only have 18 rounds to use with it, so. And you do want to keep one open one open item spot, so. That means with Chris, your inventory is going to be the Magnum, your ammo, and then ideally 3 full healing items. Oh, this ran right past the battery.
Detonation.
The self-destruct system's activated.
Good work. Brad's up in the helicopter.
Those things are coming.
I'll take care of them.
But...
Chris, you just get in contact with Brad somehow.
Okay.
So all we've got to do out here is just pick up the flare, or the flare box, and then set a flare off. Yeah, so unlike the original, your supporting character, so Barry or Rebecca, they do help you fight the tyrant here. And they can get killed by the tyrant if you neglect them, so try to keep tyrant's attention to you. I just want to shoot tyrant a couple times to... Which, yeah, if you just run around on his clawless side, he can't hit you, so... Or... Yes, he can. I think I might need to... I can take another hit. It was... Yeah, see, he's... running to Rebecca now, which that's not good. Alright, yeah, so like I said, if you... I think your biggest obstacle here is the camera angles. You want to try to keep Tyrant on the same camera angle as you, but... Then after enough damage, Brad drops the rocket launcher. I'm gonna get freaking pummeled when I get back up. Good time to heal. See, I believe Tyrant on normal or hard just swats away the first rocket. I just gotta get a second rocket up and he'll win. GG's. And then that's the playthrough right there for Chris on hard mode. So like I said, ammo is definitely the biggest impediment in this and your inventory, but like I said, as long as you plan your route out, you know, minimize your enemy encounters, it's not too bad, so it's definitely fulfilling to beat this with Chris on hard. So. You know, fight the enemies you only need to fight. You know which enemies you can run away from, know which zombies you don't have to burn up. Now, if there was one thing I wish that they brought over from the original Resident Evil, it's that I wish they brought over the song Still Dawn, which is, I think, my favorite song from the original soundtrack. It's the song that plays during the credits. And I like the song so much, it's definitely worth beating the original Resident Evil just to hear Still Dawn. So. Alright, let's see how we did. Pretty sure we got under 3 hours, but you never know.
Chris, you did a fine job.
There you go, 2:43. So 16.5 minutes to spare. So, see, we killed 61 enemies, 215 bullets, and saved twice. Healed 10 times. So yeah, there's the, we unlocked another costume. There's the rocket launcher that we were alluding to when you beat the game under 3 hours. Then there's the one dangerous zombie, so. Yeah, so I know this is my non-one dangerous zombie save, so we could overwrite this one. Alright, so I hope you enjoy watching this. I know I'm not the most entertaining person to narrate this, but I hope this video was of help to you, and I'm going to look into doing a hard mode for Jill, and I will see you next time.